So after Jack Frost turns around and gets jump scared by an Australian bunny holding a boomerang, standing up against the wall like these, and pressing him about the fact that back in 68, Jack ain't look out for bro. Bunny, you ain't still mad about that? Ain't even give bro a carrot. Trust me, he was moving like how Young Thug was talking about Gunna.
You didn't help Slime at all. Savage sent money to Thug. Wham sent money to Thug. Pluto sent money to Thug. Cash sent money to Thug. Drake sent crazy bankroll to Thug. Gunna didn't send no bankroll to Thug.
Told the Yetis to throw him in the bag and toss him over to the North Pole. And by the time he landed and rolled out the bag, Bunny was already posed up, still mad as shit. So he's there because the Guardians want to recruit him to be on their team. They've got the big man Santa, the Hopper named Bunny, ready to up-pole at any given moment, the Tooth Fairy making sure everyone is healthy, and the Dream Chaser Sandman. But Jack says, "Yo, can someone explain what's going on?" And Sandman starts throwing up signs. Lil bro is speaking to the wrong audience, he wildin'. So Claus explains that it was the man in the moon that set this up, and they have to listen to him if they want to protect the children from the boogeyman. Jack was like, "Man, they ain't my kids. What is the man in the moon gonna do if we don't listen? Throw us in prison?"
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop they do.
But after a bit of arguing and Bunny telling Jack that he's a nobody and is literally invisible,
niggas walking past him to the point where he was on IG posting on his story on some "she wants Spider-Man," but walks past Peter Parker every day, all up in his feels. He changed his mind the second he saw the whip, called shotgun immediately. They went over to the Tooth Palace because the Tooth Fairy was on the phone saying that she needs backup. And when they get there, they see a swarm of black horses running past them, taking all the little fairies with them. So Jack jumps up and catches one, holding her in his hands, landing at the palace and sending her off to her boss, who's like, "Thank goodness, at least one of you is safe," as if her palace isn't empty as shit right now. They hearing crickets and seeing tumbleweeds roll by, cause all the fairies and teeth they collected are gone. But hey, one of them is safe. Pitch Black was lurking in the shadows, talking about some, "I must say, y'all so tough. Since when does Beer Belly over there have the dual carry equipped? This isn't London, my nigga. Pitch Black, come back here or what? Y'all will never understand the pain. I too deserve to be believed in." He even popped up behind Jack, laughing at him,
telling him to put on some shoes.
He got the toes out
and wonders why no one wants to be around him. Bunny tries to rush Pitch, who just takes the high ground,
and tells the Tooth Fairy to keep her distance, showing off the fact that it's a horse
made of sand. Sandman was down there squinting,
pissed off, looking at his hand to make sure he ain't tripping.
He just gonna take my move?
I know Pitch was on ChatGPT up all night telling it to get to work, and explain how he could make Sandman's powers his own and manage to turn dreams into nightmares, and explains that the horses run off of straight fear.
Whole time, Pitch wants revenge cause he used to be feared as the boogeyman, a household story black parents would tell their kids so they wouldn't stay out past 8 p.m.
But because of the man in the moon and the Guardians, the kids now have hopes and dreams.
I want to be a doctor when I grow up.
Nigga, did I just catch you on the beach?
So Pitch now has the goal to make the children lose their belief in the Guardians, starting with the Tooth Fairy. And Pitch manages to escape without even a scratch. Jack is still confused, asking the Tooth Fairy why that weirdo even stole some teeth in the first place. So she tells him that the teeth hold memories, and that they even had Jack's teeth and memories, but now they're gone, stolen. Jack had to blink and said, "Hold up, my memories? Oh, you telling me I wasn't a loser for 300 years? I used to be someone? No, not really, but you did used to wear shoes." Bro ain't even care. He joined the team that same instant and was ready to help the youth. Let's save these little niggas. And they rushed around the world to help collect teeth from under kids' pillows. So that way, people still believed in the Tooth Fairy. A mouse even got picked up and got his ass beat in the process. But turns out he was part of the Tooth Fairy's European division and was just doing his job. Sacré bleu, you dumbass Americans. Paris, croissant, merde.
The team was so excited about the fact that they managed to collect all the teeth under the pillows
that they accidentally woke up one of the kids. He's got that flashlight shining in everybody's face, reminding me of when my mom be waking me up at the crack of dawn to put me on a FaceTime call with my uncle I've never met. Now I'm blind, and the conversation was, "Hi, how you doing?" Yeah, I'm still in school. Bye. The kid is seeing all his favorite holiday heroes, except for Jack. Bro was an afterthought. He was standing there like these and getting treated like shit. Sandman puts everyone to sleep except for Jack, who then sees the ops outside and chases after them, making his way through the city onto a rooftop and shooting down one of the horses, poking at it. "You still alive, low bro?" And that's when Pitch comes out the shadows, talking about Frost,
and started acting
all mysterious and nonchalant off rip. Dodging the attack had Jack trying to paint the sky and somehow ended up on a completely different rooftop, looking down at him, one arm behind the back, the other rubbing the fingers. He not slick. He been studying the villain playbook and lost all his aura when a 4-foot tall Sandman spawned beside him, crossing his arms in disappointment. And just like a disappointed parent, he brought out the belt. Pitch was out there looking like a pro surfer, scared shitless, trying to not get spanked and put in timeout, pulling out a weapon of his own, missing the swing, and even Jack had to dive down to dodge. He was putting in zero work. Sandman grabs the wrist, throws Pitch into the air, makes him bounce off the cement, looking up at the sky. Might as well tuck bro in for bed. Ricochet off the wall and launch this man off the roof, tumbling off a car to then roll down the street. I kinda felt bad too, seeing Pitch laid out while Sandman wipes his hands off, but then I remembered how Pitch be talking, using them big words as if he had a dictionary stuck up his ass.
Niggas think they smart using big words and shit, talking about the internet. Bro, be regular, call it the Wi-Fi.
He's in the middle of the road, groveling, asking for forgiveness, getting up and suddenly deciding to change his mind. All that negativity consumed him again and surrounded them with his nightmare horses. But just at the right time, the rest of the team pull up. So Sandman picks up Jack and heads for the sky, tossing Jack in the air and told him to figure it out, landing with the rest of the crew while Sandman is in the middle of a storm, fighting for his life. And all that negativity was really starting to overwhelm Pitch. Look at the way he entered the frame. We can't even see his face, but I know he's smiling, playing his happy song. He's been waiting centuries for this opportunity to pull the trigger and kill Sandman, standing in the back, admiring his work. Jack thought it was his time to shine, jumping up, but it was too late. Pitch was already saying his rehearsed lines. For the last couple decades, he was writing them shits in his notebook, making sure he knew exactly when to use them. I'd say sweet dreams, but there aren't any left. I know he thought he was cooking, burning up the whole kitchen, and Sandman was standing up, closing his eyes. He done already accepted his fate. I don't know if he realizes this, but by doing this, he just set up the craziest lob to Pitch. Now, he looks too tough. You closing your eyes in defeat. And on top of that, he sent a swarm down on top of Jack, looking down, grinning, with just enough light shining through the dark clouds to really set the tone. Sandman is lucky Jack ulted and clapped back to do some sort of damage, cause that shit was looking rough, my boy. The next time Jack encounters Pitch, he's alone in Pitch's secret hideout, and the boogeyman is taunting him. Ahaha! Let me tell you some, Frost. No one likes you, and you're scared. You'll never know why. But I can help you. I have your memories right here. Nah, you don't want him for real. You a bitch. He always doing the most. And when Jack made it back to the group, now the Easter Bunny was being forgotten. And now everyone hates him. Cause you know, how did you get your memories? And what do you mean Pitch is still alive? So he's out there rethinking his decisions. And Pitch Black shows up again. Just standing there. Bro's obsessed. Don't tell me I'ma have to start carrying. Talking about some, don't worry. I understand what you're going through. Man, if you don't shut your ass up, jumping up and trying to shoot him down a second time. But he pops up through the blizzard, saying that they're both the same and understand each other. But Jack realized that Pitch was really just talking out his ass. So he said, nah, and turned around. So Pitch said, oh, nah, and showed him the little fairy that he has balled up in his fist and demanded the staff in return for the fairy's life. So Jack had no choice. He handed the staff over. And now Pitch has both the staff and a hostage. Well done, Jack Frost. Einstein is over there rolling in his grave. The fairy had to take matters into her own hands, causing some damage and getting tossed into the abyss before Pitch breaks the staff and sends Jack into some ice, falling down to sit at the bottom of a ditch. The little fairy was cool though, so it wasn't a complete loss, I guess. Plus, he did manage to find his staff and put it back together. Jack goes to meet back the kid, who somehow ends up actually believing and seeing Jack. The man in the moon was like, here nigga, damn. And he brings the kid out to show the Guardian that there are still people who believe. So anyway, Jack goes up to call ISO on Pitch Black. Straight cone work. I'm on the sideline hyping him up, just saying anything.
This your Gatorade commercial right here.
He shoots at Pitch, but it gets blocked with ease.
And he gets sent flying back down,
landing face first into the ground, laid out crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, they beat this man with the power of friendship, even bringing Sandman back to life. And the second they got the chance, you already know, they jumped bro. Santa cut him off the horse, had him sliding and putting out the weapon, got blocked, knocked the swords away, missed the swing on Bugs Bunny, and almost lost his head to a boomerang. He looking back like, oh shit, spinning around and getting met with a kick. I know he was sick when he finally got the upper hand just to get his wrist grabbed by a whip and dribble off straight snow. Seeing Sandman respawn, staring him down intensely before uppercutting him into the sky and dragging him back down to smack the ground. Had this man sleep. He did get back up though and tried to run away, but got stopped in his tracks by the big belly of doom. I thought they called in Rod Wave. Whole time it was Santa. Them two niggas look the same. And that's when Pitch got sent right back down underground to his prison.